Hey everybody, welcome to Perfect Edition Comics. I'm your host Perfect, and today we take a look at Thanos Wins. Let's do this thing. So this is Thanos Wins by Donny Cates and Geoff Shaw from 2018. You have a standard Marvel spine with the white trim. This collects issues 13 to 18 and annual number 1 from 2018. So you get 7 issues all in all, which is a great bang for your buck. I should say there's a parental advisory you should be aware of. That's mostly for kind of blood and gore and violence, not much else. I am happy to see Marvel doing a 7-issue trade for once, because recently they're becoming stingier and stingier with trades and going for 4 to 5-issue trades, which really doesn't give you the value for money that you used to get, where you would find the issues being from around 6 to 8 in a standard trade. So this is good to see. As we open this up, we're greeted by an ad for Thanos Returns on the left-hand side, which is the first trade paperback. So this is the third in a set of 3 from the 2017 to 2018 run. The creators on this run are Donny Cates and Geoff Shaw, who became very famous for their standalone image title, God Country. We have the covers over here in between each issue in this trade. Straight away you're confronted by some spectacular art by Geoff Shaw showing Galactus and some other stalwarts of the Marvel Galaxy. Geoff Shaw seems to have a more polished and refined art style within this volume. If I think back to God Country, his art had a lot more of a sketchy indie feel to it, and that might have been the impact of being creator-owned in Image or something else. But now when I look at it, for me, the inks and the line work just seem to make it a lot more refined and polished than I remember his art being before. So Thanos Wins is placed towards the end of Volume 2 of Thanos, which I believe began in late 2016 and finished in 2018. The first 12 issues were written by Jeff Lemire, and then it switched over to Donny Cates and his artistic partner Geoff Shaw. The new character introduction of the Cosmic Ghost Rider gives a jester, Deadpool-style voice, which Cates uses well against the very heavy, severe tones of Thanos. And those two working together or against each other keep for an entertaining read, which is both light and dark at the same time. Little touches like the bespoke lettering that we see here for the Cosmic Ghost Rider make the art style stand out, and I really enjoyed the little attention to detail that we see on things like the lettering that give this character and other characters a specific tone of voice, both in a visual art realm as well as directly through the narrative and the writing of Cates himself. From the outset, Shaw's art sets a somewhat darker tone for this story, and I should say that it follows the darker tone throughout the book, which made it a really interesting read for me. There are some lighter moments, and the introduction of a now modern legendary character in the Cosmic Ghost Rider happens, which does give it a bit of a humorous tone to balance out the darker theme, but overall the darker theme works for me and made this somewhat of a more epic universal story about a flawed character. Something which I found refreshing is you'll actually see a lot of words in this book. So a lot of modern superhero comics are getting less and less wordy and more visual, but this one really has a bang for your buck. Not just the 7 issues that are covered, as I said previously, but also Cates really is wordy, and so there's a lot to read here and a lot to take in. This was my first standalone Thanos book. I've never really been a major fan of the character or sought out anything about him before. So for me, seeing this was something of a standalone story that I could get into and was going to look at the history, had Donny Cates writing and Geoff Shaw on art, I decided to give it a shot, and I really wasn't disappointed at all. And so this story gives you a nice overview of the character and gives you just enough background detail to make it interesting for a first-time reader of a Thanos book. So alongside the 6 issues of the main run of this, which closes out Volume 2, we also have the first annual from 2018 in this run, which includes 6 short stories by different artists and writers, including the first one by Cates and Shaw themselves. The third story, Exhibition by Kieran Gillen and Andre Arujo, was especially fun and irreverent, and probably the best kind of 3 to 4 pages in this entire collection. Just great fun and great comedy, and works really, really well. The annual really runs the whole gamut of art and shows a great variety and great choice of different artists. When we open this up to take a look at both inside covers, we'll see ads for the first and second trades by Jeff Lemire. This is the third trade which completes the run. It was a short volume, volume 2 of Thanos. It only went from 1 to 18 plus the annual. Again, if you want to read it all, you can collect it in these 3 trades. I'm not quite sure if there's a hardcover available yet. This might be an unpopular opinion, but I wasn't as big a fan of God Country as it appears many other people were. So I wasn't necessarily pulled into this just by the creators, but some other reviews I saw as well. In the end, I might almost like this a little bit more than God Country, which might be a bad thing to say. But yeah, I really enjoyed the art here. I found it a lot cleaner. The story had a lot of punch and back and forth with kind of the humorous characters of the Cosmic Ghost Rider and the seriousness of Thanos, all of the history involved. Yeah, all in all, a really tight package that I found a great read. So that's it. That's Thanos Wins by Donny Cates and Geoff Shaw. I didn't need to know anything about the character, and I really enjoyed this one. And don't forget, stay perfect. See ya.